His name is Sony CBS.
I've gone through a lot of these. I really have. They're not good.
No, they're not.
I never tried. And boy, they're good.
Hey everybody, welcome. I'm Andy Fickman. I'm the director and one of the EPs on the show, and we have our two stars, the wonderful Kevin James. I was going to say beautiful. Beautiful Kevin James.
The
Still beautiful.
Kevin James, the beautiful.
And the really beautiful Erinn Hayes. So we're going to go through your questions. You guys have great questions. We're in the middle of rehearsal, so we'll stop and get back. When it's done, we're going to give you guys a tour of everything. You can take pictures of the set. We'll walk you through and answer any of those questions. But right now, we're going to focus on our wonderful cast up here. And then some of the questions are directed specifically to a certain actor. I might spread it out so both of them can sort of give you their opinion on it. Our first question is from the blog 30 Mommy.
Where's 30 Mommy?
Where's 30 Mommy?
30 Mommy.
Oh, it's great. So where do you draw the inspiration to play the father and the mother of a teenager?
Ooh, that's a good one.
A teenager.
Yeah, which I
Neither
don't
one of us
have.
have teenagers.
No. We draw a lot. We take a lot from real life. So I have Danny over there. My buddy is one of the cops that we based the show on. He's a retired police officer, and he lives in Hauppauge, and he's got two daughters. And so you kind of talk. He's got daughters that are, how old is 16 going to be? 16 and 14. 16 and 14. So they're in that range, and you just play it like you would normally play it. I mean, there are writers on the staff that have daughters and kids that are that age, and some are older and have been through it, so they know. But yeah, I mean, it's how you would normally play it. I mean,
Well,
I
I
don't
feel
think
like
it's
to
like
me,
you go.
well, parenting is weird though because you only ever, when I hang out with kids that are older than my kids, I'm like, what do you do? What can you do? I only know 7 and 9.
Yeah.
Next year I'll know 10. This year I don't know 10.
Yeah.
Can you drink soda? Like, do you get screen time? My kids do not. So that's where
Yeah.
it's like you just got to trust the writers that they're doing their research in terms of what those kids are going through, and then whatever comes to the page, it's still parenting. It's still
That's one thing.
trying to guide your kids in the right direction with comical situations.
Right. I agree. What she said.
By the way, we also, our kids on the set are those ages, and they're very quick to comment about something that they would or wouldn't
They
say
wouldn't be
to
real.
try to make
Yeah.
it feel like it's real for
Then
them in their language.
we had dinner the other night. Lewis Taylor's birthday, he plays Kendra.
Not all of us
And
were
some
invited.
of the kids came out to dinner, and I couldn't stop parenting the kids. I really did. Like, James wanted to have a second soda, and I'm like, James.
I am horrible with that. I am horrible with knowing how to parent at that age. Like I noticed my wife in real life. She speaks to. She's coming up on 2, but not even 2 yet. And she speaks to her normally. Like, do you want this? And everything is baby talk with me. Because I think she's my youngest. I approach her, but I don't know what level to really. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I never know how to. I say everything.
Transition out of baby talk.
Exactly. I can't get out of it. I can't pull out. I'm like locked in
Ellen,
it.
would you please
Yes.
move over here for this line?
Our next question's from Traveling Dad. Where are you, Traveling Dad?
Nice to see you.
So, for you guys, drawing on your experiences, specifically you're a father of 4, Erin's a mother of 2. What would be your number 1 travel tip for new parents?
Oof.
Don't.
My kids are horrible travelers. I mean, it's just they get car sick immediately. Like they want the windows down. They're nauseous already. It's Dramamine heaven in my. And then they're all exhausted, but they're out like cold by the
And
time
their
they get to
heads are bobbling all
Yes.
over, and you're like, it's making me so sad.
Yeah.
And my husband would be like, just get in the back seat with them, just so I can hold their heads up while they sleep when they were babies. I remember we would drive up to Northern California from Southern California, and we were so cocky. We'd be like, they'll be fine. They're babies. They're fine. And I'm sitting in the back seat, and you're playing like, I guess we'll all cry now. And then I'm leaning over trying to nurse, like, while they're still strapped in, so you wouldn't have to stop. And like,
That is a hard thing to do. Yeah. It's weird because I used to use the car to put my kids to sleep.
yeah, in
You know,
LA,
you put
there's
them you put them in the baby seat, and then I would go for a ride. And it's just the opposite.
in LA,
now.
there's a golden triangle of sleep of 3 freeways that are connected, and they're always close to a drive-through Starbucks, and you just get in and go until they wake up, and then you're home.
Yeah.
How about flying, if I may ask?
I'm a horrible flyer, so I don't care about my kids anymore.
Very good.
I get done what I have to do. If I have a couple drinks, a couple beers, whatever, I get on a plane and I literally, I pretend like I don't know them. I pretend like they're somebody else's kids for the flight. And I just look at them weird when they start screaming. I'm like, start pointing at them.
I feel like it's scheduling the time of day is very important for the flight, so that like they're either gonna be sleeping or they shouldn't at all be sleeping because you don't want them overtired. And then you just walk on and just slowly say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And then whatever, everybody used to be a kid, so people can get over it.
Yeah.
Kids get on flights. Like,
Long flights are tough. It's tough. I remember it was our warm-up guy, Joey Cola, says every time he gets on a plane and he hears a baby crying where everybody gets all upset, it comforts him. It reminds him of being home.
Being home,
yeah.
Having his kids. So it's like,
I get
it's a
mad at the
comforting
people who
feeling.
get upset about kids on flights. Like, oh, were you never a baby? Like, shut up.
I was never the guy who'd be like, oh, I get so mad at it, because I understand it. But now I understand it like you would not. But like now when I see it, I feel for the guy.
Oh,
and
feel, yeah.
You know, I
So
see it. You know, so it's
Awesome. This is from the Next Kid Thing. Where are you, Next Kid Thing?
hi.
So, Kevin, you have a knack for physical comedy, relatable, self-depreciating humor. For both of you guys, who were your comedy influences and inspiration?
For me, it was my number one was probably Jackie Gleason, and I used to love him so much, and John Candy too. You know, I mean, I always liked big guys, watching big guys and how they, like, Gleason to me was a big guy. By the way, I look back at it now, I look at the old, you know, and I remember him being so fat and big and all that. He's so much smaller than me now. On the honeymooners, I'm like, I remember the big fat bus driver guy. I'm so much fatter than him. I'm like,
Doubt it.
what happened? No, it's just the way he was, like, he wore his pants higher. That's all. So, but the way he moved and did everything and was just so funny, and he made it cool to me. You know, that was cool.
I was really big on am still. I'm a big like Carol Burnett, Madeline Kahn.
Yeah.
Madeline Kahn to me is like that's just she
So
nailed it
funny.
every single time. And then you know what I saw the other day was Overboard again with Goldie Hawn. She's perfect in that movie. Every moment is perfect. She was like that movie. I'm like Goldie Hawn, comedic genius, done.
Yeah.
Right there.
I have to
Physical
say,
and comedic.
directing both of them, they're both really fearless when it comes to comedy. And a lot of times to get that physical comedy and to get that like you can't think about it in terms of, is this going to make me look dumb or something?
Right.
They just commit to the
Obviously.
moment. And then usually we don't even film it. We just watch them
Yeah,
and make us laugh.
Which
But,
is weird because we are making a television program, right?
well,
God, I hope so.
let's
Turn
see.
the cameras on.
3 decades, 3 kids. Where are you?
Nice.
What's the biggest, for both of you, what's the biggest difference between working on a television show and working on a movie?
Longevity, I think. In a movie, you're telling one story, and it's a very particular story, and everything is there to tell that one theme or something that needs to be that you're speaking to. This is like every week you could learn something new about your character, and you're really going into it to explore the lives of these people, and it's very interesting to see. Oh, I wonder what season 3 could look like. I wonder what new things. You can always just keep adding to a character because you're telling a different
Yeah.
story every week.
I would say, with every movie I've done and been in, and there's always stuff you look back on and go, oh, I did that horribly, or I wish I could have done this better this way. And in a way, I do that with the TV show too. You see episodes, but you have a chance each week. It's like a new play each week, so you have that chance, that opportunity to do it again, which is kind of cool as the same character and kind of get these jokes in, or kind of get that
I
feeling.
think why
that you're
TV shows get better is because as you sit into the character and as the writers get more time to develop the characters and what makes them interesting, what makes them funny, the show gets funnier because it becomes much more specific.
Yeah, and it's a rhythm thing too because of the live audience. Too,
Yeah.
because if after you do the show for a while, then you go out and do a movie, you're looking for that laugh, and it's not there on a film set. You're like, oh, you start doubting yourself. But once you learn, you remember, oh, okay, this is the way it's got to be. You got to trust your instincts. But here it's great because, I mean, I've missed a live audience. And I think TV show is the perfect bridge between doing live stand-up and where it's just you and an audience and doing movies. It's like a perfect little middle step.
Nice. Our next one's from Football, Food, and Motherhood. Where are you?
That's me.
Great.
Nice.
So give us some tips for enjoying sports with your kids and finding the time as a family.
That's a tricky one, especially like in the upstart of the show. For me, and the writers it's been so nutty that I keep going away, and then my little boy says, he says, Dad, you going to, I said, I got to go to work, and he says, you going to work again on a weekend? And I was like, oh, it killed me. So I was like, I can't, you have to dedicate that time and spend time with them. But I love watching sports. It's tough for me when he doesn't like pick up on it as much as I want him to. I try to get him in the jersey, sweetheart, get him in the whole thing, and try to a Jet fan, and he doesn't care as much. So it's.
My husband feels that way about me.
Yes.
He's like, babe, we can go to a baseball game, and I was like, that sounds fun. Would you prefer to go with your friends?
Yeah.
They love it.
I know.
I would have a nice evening with you.
Yeah.
But they would
Yeah.
go have guy time.
The ultimate thing is to be able to try to. You think that your family is going to love it the way you love it, and the truth is, some do. But I never want to force them into doing it, and then they go away from it because they don't like it. Then, but so I don't know. But I love my sports teams, and football. We're getting crushed, but anyway.
Then they give us a little treat, pat our backs, and move on to the next scene.
Lady and the Blog. Nice. Born in Manila.
Oh, me too. Winthrop?
I researched.
Oh,
No,
no, I
I
thought you
was
were
born in
born there.
Manhattan. I was.
Oh, okay.
I Wikipedia.
Oh, okay. I
What?
thought you were born in Mineola.
So,
No.
because you jumped on this question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
See, this
Yeah.
is why improvs don't always work.
Yeah, that's right.
It just goes.
Yeah, no.
What does it mean for you to film in Long Island?
Oh, it means everything. It's authenticity. It's literally like being when we shot The King of Queens in L.A. It was great. It was an incredible experience. But we were one amongst so many other shows. To be here with the people that I grew up with, and I know the difference between the delis and the pizzerias and stuff like that, and the egg sandwiches and all that. But it's like I know that the sports and all that. To have that and to have it be here on Long Island where people have never seen an episodic TV show before shot here, it's just a different energy. They're so excited. Everything, it becomes an event as opposed to just, going to see another show. Like in LA, people get, they're used to it. They're around it. So these people are so appreciative of it.
It is a lot of people who have never seen a taping before.
Yeah,
In
right.
LA, you kind of can't, that's what people come and they do, and usually people at one point or another have.
Right. It's good and
seen
it's
them.
bad because
Yeah.
you get people from high school. I get to see them on a good place, and then other ones who are like, "Oh, that guy showed up from high school." Not a good thing. Hey, the bitter guy who doesn't I don't like what you do, man. It's not that funny. All right, sorry. Yeah.
It just seemed like of all the people to succeed, it's like I don't know.
I know.
I just get
See, it was you.
Don't get it.
By the way, as a side note, you wrote, P.S. I live in Garden City, so if you ever need extras, I live in Garden City.
Nice.
So
Yeah, you are.
if
does.
you could pick me up,
Done.
I live in Garden
every
City.
day.
I have to tell you when.
Andy, don't
By the way,
be
I'm from
mean. You
LA,
had
so
that.
when I say I live in, this is how I can describe where I live in Garden City. I'm close to the 9th largest mall in America.
Andy, quick, what's your social security?
Yeah. And your pin, so you can
Talk to me
tell while
afterwards and
you're
I'll
at
give
it.
you all my deeds.
Very good.
But you've got to come pick me up also if I get left. This is from 5 Little Words. Where's 5 Little Words? 5 Little Words. You played a retired husband on your show. When do you yourself see retiring? And what would be the first thing you guys would do for both of you if you had to make a list of what you'd want to do if you retired?
Wow.
Oh, I just saw an ad for one of those new Volkswagen camper vans, and I really want one.
You just want to go into the woods.
I just
and
want to go
unplug.
yeah. I just want
Yeah.
to cruise around and get up to little adventures.
Not me. Never.
Nope.
So not me to be in the woods and do all
I don't
that
need to
fun
be at the
stuff.
woods, but with the option
What are
to
you
go
gonna do
to
with
the
your
woods.
camper if you're not in the woods? It's kind of awkward.
Just park it in the back of the Circle K.
Yeah, I would just. I don't know. There's part of me that it says I know that people when they retire and stuff like that, if they don't have that drive in life anymore, they end up not feeling so good and sick and this and that. I love to do it, and it's not a job to me in that, I mean, it's certainly hard work, and you get to do that. I wasn't ready for that one. It was, but I think I would love to be able to do this as long as I can, as long as
that's
it's fun
the thing.
for
I
people.
don't really want to
and-
retire.
Yeah.
I mean, in
it's-
between seasons.
Yeah, but there are times where I get sick of everything. You get burnt out on things, and like especially when I'm doing stand up too, which I've always done and love it, and like I'll do it. And if I haven't done it for a while, sometimes I get, I'm just not in the mood to do it, and I don't want to get back up. And then I start doing it again, and I love it again, and I miss it again, and that's all I want to do is just stand up. And then it's like, oh, I want to do movies again. I like the movies; were fun. Get away, You always want what you don't have, right?
Yeah.
So you're always searching and always going, I need to be fulfilled, But right now, I'm very happy. Thank God on the show.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you afterwards. What we call early retirement.
That's right. That's right.
This is from Beyond the Ordinary Life. Where are you?
Right.
Do y'all's families prefer Long Island or L.A. and why?
I'm sure your family prefers L.A. because that's what they
That's
know.
where they live.
Yeah. By the way, my family
Are.
does probably too, because that's where part of my family's from. No, but my wife is starting to learn about Long Island and
Yeah.
really, honestly, starting to love it. And that's one of the things where it's like this place is just. Once you understand it, you think it's just going to be Long Island. I want to be in L.A. where everything's going on. This is where it's so real. I love it. I just love the weather, the change of seasons. I need
I like
it here.
change of seasons.
I love it.
I'm excited. If we go more, my family right now is in Los Angeles, so I travel every week. We're off. I go back, and they have come out a little bit. So right now it's really tricky. So I prefer there because all of my love people are there.
Right.
But if we go another season, then we're like, the kids are like, I am not moving. I am not, like my daughter's like, I am not doing 5th grade in a new school, Mom. And I was like, tough. Because I'm not doing this again. And we are the decision makers.
That's right.
But I'm kind of excited. Like, I really hope it happens for a number of reasons. But to kind of get a chance to live somewhere else and try it out and
It's nice. You get the city
explore
there,
a little
greatest
bit.
city in the world.
Yeah, and not have to go home on my weeks off because they'll
Yes,
be here, and
that's
then we
the
can
pain
like
in the
go.
butt too for you.
I want to go to the Vermont Country Store
Yes, I
flagship
know.
store, like the real old lady that I am.
This is from Dada Rocks. Where are you? Over here. Nah, I looked up. This is a bit of a two-parter. First one for you. Being from Long Island, how great is it to return home? And for both of you, any favorite places to eat at on Long Island?
Oh man, I have endless places. It's great to be back on Long Island. I love it. And as soon as I came here and we got the show here and settled in here, it just like a cloud lifted from me where I just felt I'm just so happy to be here. Even stuck in traffic, like all the things I hated when I was here, I was slow. I am. One thing about doing another show is, I think this time you get to even appreciate it even more and realize how blessed you are to be able to do this stuff. So it's like when I used to get upset on the old show, I try to take that out and just try to realize how great we have it, how great we're doing. It's fun to do, and just have a good time with it and enjoy it. Because that's the one regret I have from the last show. I don't know if you did. Where you start going, did I enjoy it enough? Like, I was so worried about things and this and that, and it was fun, but it's like.
But you had like that kind of success like right out of the gate. Like you hadn't done a show before, right?
Before the King Queens?
Not like a series.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I'm coming at it with such a different experience because I have like had done so many failed just things that you're like, this is really good. No, nobody's watching. Okay, and so to like come onto something where like people are watching, I'm like, we got a full season, and I'm like giddy. I'm fully enjoying it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's it. I mean, you spend so much time looking over your shoulder, going, "Are we going to be canceled? Do we do that you don't get to enjoy it?" So I'm happy with that. Anyway, and I love being here for that. Places to eat, if you're looking at. I think Rob Key's is one of the greatest little finds I've found. I love that little place. Rob Key's is in Northport, right? It's in, but there's La Scala Pizza. There's All American Burger. There's
I finally had one of those. Those are good.
Yes, Umberto. There's just so many great. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can go into any strip mall here on the island.
That was what's shocking to me.
What's
when
that?
we came to do the pilot, and I was looking up this
Chris and
restaurant, and I
Tony's.
was like, oh, this has got a good review, and we pull up. I was like, is it a strip mall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's it. I
And
mean,
then you walk in, and you're like, this is delicious.
Yes, that's the thing. They all
Yeah.
look the same, and there's always a deli and a thing and a pizza place, and they're all guaranteed better than LA.
I will say when we were coming out for the pilot, Kevin kept talking about All-American Burger. Like, guy, you got to have an All-American Burger. And I was like, all right, you're pushing the burger hard. And then that we sent out and they had literally like within an hour, I had like 20 All-American burgers. And I was like, do other people know about this? And then he's like, next time you got to get the shrimp. And you're like, by the way, you could live at All-American Burger and never like.
Yeah,
I
seafood
don't think you
is.
should live at all
You
American.
could. No, he said you could, though.
You could.
I'm with
I
you.
think it'd be a
Maybe
good
not.
life
Can't,
choice.
but Mint Chip Mama. This is going to be an answer to your question, and I'm going to go ahead and start it off. It might be a little bit of a heartbreak answer. I know.
no.
So, but stick with us because it still means we support you. You wrote, I love all the black M's. What's the connection to the University of Michigan? Go blue.
Oh, you're
You're
heartbroken.
good. But we. No, you still
Yes.
film.
Well, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
ahead.
You go ahead.
Well, the M is for Massapequa. Yeah, it's for the town that
The
we're
town
in.
that we're in.
That's it. I know. I know.
I'm going to say this to you.
But go blue?
Let me.
Yes.
Go blue?
This is a gift from us to you. If it is better for you to watch the show and
Thinking
believe
and knowing.
this is
Yes,
about
Michigan.
Michigan,
Have
take
at
it.
it. That's right. Okay, done.
I'll tell you. This is something Aaron did want to go. Tonight's episode that Ray Romano stars in. A little backstory. His character originally from Michigan.
Yes, that's true.
So as you're watching tonight,
Yeah.
just
Yes,
a University of Michigan too. He was class of 2000.
that's right.
So got that.
Did you go, or are you just a big? Nice.
That's why I said we were going to
Awesome.
break her heart.
Yes, I know.
The next kid thing, I think it's the second
Nice.
question from you. All right, I like that. Throughout your shows and films, you have a love for the Mets. It's like a secondary character. Are there any plans for any Met cameos?
Ooh,
Oh, hey.
that's a good question.
And
Well, that would be.
isn't that-
We should do that, shouldn't we?
Can't we?
Like Keith Hernandez in Seinfeld.
I know, right? I've
Wait,
had.
can we say that?
Of course we can.
Okay.
We have Thor on an
No, you
upcoming
don't.
show.
No,
Yeah.
well, as I told my husband, honey, we got a sports guy, Nolan Hindergaard. And he goes, stop.
Yeah.
Is Noah Syndergaard on your show? I was like, yeah, he's dressed in a Thor costume. And he's like, and you don't know why? I'm like, no, why?
So we have him. He was awesome.
He was great. He was on last week.
But I've always, I've had Todd Zeal on the King of Queens, and we try to get. Ray had the '69 Mets,
Yeah.
which was incredible. So yeah, I love the Mets and love getting them on there and stuff.
By the way, if you're here on show nights, our warm-up guy Joey Cola, every show we sing "Meet the Mets."
Oh yeah,
And the whole audience
Yeah.
gets up and sings. It's
Yeah.
really exciting.
we don't allow Yankee fans in.
But we love Michigan.
We do.
Go blue. That's why I'm wearing it. Guy on the blog again. There you go. So filming in New York is booming. Long Island is growing. So do you see more growth here on Long Island? Do you think we're helping to add to the filming?
I think so. I mean, it's open. It's breaking walls down and being able to do something that they weren't doing. I mean, episodic TV they weren't shooting down here. And everybody thought. And by the way, we're feeling the growing pains of that because, we talked about it. If a camera piece breaks or a ped or one of the
Or
pieces
like not having a prop house or
something like that happens in LA, you lose something, whatever. You can go to any other stage
15
and they're gonna have
minutes,
everything piece there ready. Long Island, it's like you're in the middle of Michigan, and it really is. So we're like we don't have.
But I do think now it's set up more. Like I think there's a movie coming in soon.
Well, movies they've
Yeah,
had
they
kind of
do?
movies in the studios been doing that. Yes.
Okay.
What is?
Homeland, they said, is
Oh,
going
yes.
to be filming.
Yes. So
I think there's the.
that's a funny show too, right? I don't know.
That's
Just like,
it's
it's
super
just like
fun.
you guys.
It's
will be
very
confused.
fun.
Yeah, but for the sitcom, we feel like we've built it out now, and hopefully other sitcoms can come in here and start doing it and stuff.
If you look over to this equipment and everything, before we got here, no multicam had ever been shot here. So the fact that this equipment now exists and is on a stage, this stage looks identical to what it would look like in LA, where there's maybe 20 of these stages and you walk in. So the fact it's here and we have an amazing crew from here doing it, I think that if somebody, when we came here, nobody, we didn't call anyone to say, oh, you did the last 3 sitcoms here. Now, we're creating an entire team of people that not only are doing it, but doing it great every week. So it is helping with the growth there. This is from Playing All the Way. All right. Hi, Playing All the Way. So for you guys in real life, how close are you both to your characters?
I mean, I'm married. I have two, like, my high school sweethearts. So I have been in a relationship for a long time. So that part is close. I am a mom. I think I'm a much weirder than my character. Yeah.
But I want to get that out more.
Yeah.
You know,
And I think we're writing a little bit more to some of that.
It's weird because when you first come out with a show, you try to, like, it's weird. You want to thread the needle so people like it and kind of can go with you. And once they invest themselves in that character, you can take them to further places. I believe, right? I mean, if you come out as crazy, weird, people are like, whoa, they may not buy into it. So it's a tricky thing, but you don't want to also do the same thing that every other sitcom does in the same way. And she's got the rolling pin, and so you try to.
It's a fine line.
It's aspirin and the applesauce type of, where you try to take some good stuff and go out,
I realized there was a while where I was really pushing away these, like, mom parts of just, a working mom trying to have it all. And then I had to have, like, a come to Jesus moment with myself. I was like, oh God, I'm just pushing that away because that's exactly what I am.
Right.
Just a working mom trying to have it all.
Right.
And trying to balance all of this stuff. So I think there's a lot of me in this character. And I do think that's kind of why you cast some people, unless the character is written as this wacky, wild character, to bring in a character actor, you really, I think when you're casting, you're looking for the person to walk in the room.
I do the same thing, man, because I'm like, oh gosh, I'm always a big guy who falls down, and that's what I am. And then I go, wait a second, I'm a big guy at home who falls down. I'm literally doing these things. And
by the way, my mom in Houston will send emails all the time. She loves Kevin, loves him, but she'll always send emails like, please tell Kevin to be careful. I worry when he falls.
That's so cute.
She is a doll.
All right, our last question from the cards. 3 decades and 3 kids.
Oh, right.
Boom, boom. For both of you, what's your favorite part of working on the show? Assuming that working with Andy Fickman, the director, is one of those.
One of those.
One.
That's
What
a
else
given.
would you
That's
say?
a given.
That's a given.
So, but besides working with you?
Yeah, besides.
I just like coming in and rehearsing, like getting down to, like, the nitty gritty of figuring out what's fun and what's funny in a scene, and how can we, when it's like, okay, what if it's this? What if it's that? Like just working it. I like that, and just the messing around before the cameras come in, when it's a very free and you still have room, things are more malleable, and you're just, like, discovering it. And then, when you hit it and the other people in the scene are laughing, I like that. That's, I think, what I like about this kind of job.
Yeah, it is a challenge every week that you get to be better and do funnier stuff, and it's so great to see, like, the cast. Like, I know what I do and my goofy tricks and this and that, and sometimes like, but it's them and the fact that they bring different stuff that allows me to be different off of them. You understand? Like, you can do different stuff with them, and they're so great and bring such a unique energy that I haven't worked with, before, obviously, but it's like with all of them, and it fuels us to, the right. And you're right, it's the challenge of week to week. Like, we're shooting this week on a Thursday. It's a 4-day week, and we've been, we got behind on scripts, and we're trying to get these things right, and things weren't working, and this one worked, and it's finding it when it works, and you can, and you don't know. We didn't even shoot the show yet, but you feel it. It's a feeling that you got to, you trust. That you get, that it feels like it's funny and it's reading and it's got the rhythm that you want, and then seeing that come to fruition on a Friday night, or in this case Thursday night, is so
That's always
fulfilling.
Fun too, when the audience finally comes and, like, we're all finally off book.
Yeah,
we finally all know our lines, and you get in front of an audience and they're loving it, and you're playing around and stuff happens, and it's really, like, it's incredibly rewarding after the week, and sometimes you get to a point where you're like, none of this is funny, and then you get the audience and you're like, oh, we're back. Oh, it is. Okay, all right, good.
And you joke about that, but having him here, Andy here, it's the truth. It's like there's such a comfort level that every day, when you can work, and I mean that with the whole crew too, But when you can come to work with people that you really truly enjoy seeing and spending time with, and you want to be there, it makes it such a big difference, you know. And I didn't always have that for sure, you know. I mean, most people don't. You know, you go to a job and you don't, so you try to make the best of it. But to be able to come to work with creative, fun people, they're good people. That makes it incredibly fulfilling.
Well, on that, we are done with the questions from the cards. Is that?
Anything else?
Am I? All right.
Go ahead.
Here's the deal. You raised your hand. No one else did. So I'm going to give you the final question. You're closing us out. And then we'll take you guys through all the practical stuff. Ask away.
Okay, my question is actually, what can Kevin wait for? Like, why is that the name?
Well, Kevin can wait for his retirement plans because they're kind of put on hold, in that he's got to come back and he's got to inject himself back into family life again, and just life the way you think it's going to go is kind of put on hold. It's going to go this way for a while, and that's good and bad. You know, you may be enjoying it more and less, but it's whatever it is. It's really about. You want to make God laugh, tell him your plans type of thing. You say, well, I'm going to retire here, I'm going to do all this stuff. And then it just goes a different way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin James and Erinn Hayes.
Oh, man.
I'm going to send them back to work.